Okay, everybody, it's cup time, which means, Gags, it's your time to shine with any of those fancy Dan foreigners getting in the way. So, Turpinson, mate, you'll be captain. You're injured? Mate, I only need you to play these games. Why are you injured now? Oh, Baltinson, mate, you'll be captain then. You're injured as well. Mate, you're the only striker we have. Do we have any Gags as strikers in the under-19s?
Synger samman till segerskroppen Maltan Grindavik Och jag vet vid vattnen ger idag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 12, Episode 2, and today Operation GAG 2034 begins away to Selfoss of the third tier they are now. And, well, I'm excited to see what the GAGs can do this year, because it's a little bit of a different GAGs in that we've got some of the young players we signed from the other Icelandic teams. They are GAG eligible. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we can do, but as I did say there in the intro, we are missing two of the stalwarts of the team, really, in Turpinson and Baltinson. So that's going to make things a little bit more difficult than certainly I was expecting it to be. But let's have a look at, there's one game to catch you up on since last episode. That was against IA in the league. So let's see how we did there. We went ahead when Conde reacted quickest. And Higuain made it 2-0 at half-time. We were down to 10 men when substitutes Bjornsson and Seema combined for our third. Before Medina found Seema to make it 4-0. So another comfortable win in the league. We went down to 10 men. Daphne got himself sent off for a second booking just after half-time. And to be honest, we looked a little better when he did go off. We made some changes. We took Kruzliak off, who started the game complacent and never really looked like he paid attention throughout the whole thing. But Seema came off the bench, got a double. Bjornsson and Medina came off the bench as well and set up those goals for him. So yeah, that all looked very, very good indeed. But yeah, just a bit of a nightmare all round for Daphne, that one, wasn't it? Let's have a quick update of the league table then. And 3 from 3 plus 14 goal difference. There's not really too much to see here, is there? Now, there was an excellent comment in the Discord about, obviously, we expect to win the league, but who do you think is going to come second and third? So I'll put my money on the table. I think Breeder Blink will come second, FH will come third. That's my prediction. Let me know in the comments who you think will be second and third to us this season, and yeah, we'll see who gets closest at the end of the season. But we are here for the GAGs today. Selfoss is first up, and hopefully we win that, and then second game will be obviously the next round of the cup with the GAGs. This is the team that we're sending out. It is Rafason in goal. Now we are struggling for left backs. This guy is going to get a game. He is in the under, whatever it is, 19s. He is an academy graduate of ours, and we're just going to see how he goes. Mortensen Olofsson, who is one of the guys that we signed in giving money to the rest of the league, so we'll see how he gets on. And then Bodvarts is another one that we signed out of one of the, I think it was Breeder Blink. Actually, I think we got him on a free because he was going to leave anyway. And I think he could be useful. Grotto won him on loan. We might even look to do that for the good of the league if they come in with a bid for him. But yeah, he looks like he's going to be quite decent, doesn't he? Gisarasen, Arneson and Ormarkson are the midfield trio. Medina and Jofferson. We're going to give Jensen a game up top. He's going to replace Baltinson. Now, you may remember he did get a goal in the pre-season League Cup thing, I think it was. So he's got a little bit of form coming into it. So we'll see how he goes. Now, some of the new names on the bench. We've got a new goalkeeper. This guy did come through our academy. So he's going to be back up for this one. We've got this guy who came through our academy as the backup central defender. Who else we got here? Snyder, who came through our academy. A lot of potential there. I'm not really seeing it, but we'll see how he goes. This guy we signed from FH, giving them a little bit of cash. So again, we'll see how he gets on if we get a chance to bring him on. Sigurdsson, we've seen him before. He's one of our players, and hopefully, if needed, will do well. And this is a guy that we signed from IA, I believe it was, to give them a bit of money. He is potentially a decent striker. He just physically is not quite there, and unambitious doesn't really help him either, does it? But those are the GAGs for the first type. It's a third tier side. Hopefully we'll be okay here. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here. Don't recognise any names there. Now, the other thing I do need to catch you up on is the Champions League, which has just finished, because we're at the end of May, so it's just finished the final. Would you believe Arsenal are our European champions this season? Now, they beat Manchester United in the final. Now, you may remember Manchester United. They are the team that Baltinson missed a sitter against in stoppage time, and we should have taken a point off of them. So that in itself kind of shows, I think, that we are getting there. We are getting there, even though if it is a little slowly. But yeah, I thought that was maybe a little bit promising. We got 6 million, I think, at the end when they dish out all the remaining TV money or whatever it is they do. So that has obviously eased FFP pressure on us a little bit as well. So that probably means that we have money to spend when we get to the window reopening in a month or so time. Now this is a little bit of a dangerous free kick, and it is off the bar. Was it, or was it a save? Either way, not ideal. As another ball comes in, and we are riding our luck here. Now, of course, we got knocked out in the first round last year with the GAGs. I've made a little bit more of an effort to make sure that they're match sharp for this season. But, of course, what I wasn't expecting was Turpitson and Boutenson to go down injured. So that has left us a little bit, a couple of players that ideally we wouldn't need to be playing in this one that are playing. So, yeah, I mean, we are dominating possession. There we go. Jensen can't quite knock it down for Medina. And here come Selfoss again. I mean, there's teams you can lose to, and there's teams that really are unacceptable to lose to. And you put this probably as a third-tier side as unacceptable. That's offside, I think. Surely. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm wondering, looking at the way that they're setting up and the way the game is playing out, if what we maybe want to do is something along those lines. Although Gisarasen, not really suited to playing that little bit further forward. There are options on the bench, though. Of course, we can look to bring out. Here we go. Mortensen across to Olofsson. Not a big fan of both our centre backs on a booking, but we don't have too many options. Ornason is still injured, which is why he's not playing this one. As Medina wins it back nicely. Bodvarsson whips the cross in. It is on to the head of Jensen, and it is into the arms of the goalkeeper. Highlight continues. Olofsson nicely chested down there. Wonderful stuff. Arneson for Mortensen. Gisarasen forward for Olmarkson. A little bit further forward he is now. There's a cracking ball for Medina, who finds the finish. Lissandro Medina. Our Portuguese GAG has given us a lead. And what about the pass from Olmarkson? Split the defence in two. And look at this pass. 1, 2, 3 defenders taken out of the game. Not the greatest first touch from Medina. Not the greatest finish either, to be fair. The goalkeeper maybe should have done a little bit better there, but back of the net, 1-0, and we've come straight back for a kick-off highlight. Now, what we don't need to do is let them straight back into this, as Olofsson does well, cuts that out, lumps it forward. Jensen isn't quite there. Can we get to that first? We can't. Bodvarsson is there again. Again, just lumps it forward. A little bit of patience in possession here, boys. We don't need to be quite this agricultural. Olofsson does well again. Bodvarsson lumps it forward again. Jesus Christ, Bodvarsson. Play a pass to a teammate, will you? And still, this is the never-ending highlight that makes you a little bit nervous the longer it goes on. And, oh, I don't know about a penalty there. It was a desperate tackle. Can Rafferson find his penalty-saving form? Oh, he's jumped out of the way of it. And it's 1-1 in not quite first half stoppage time. Well, that lead didn't last long, did it? Oh, he's gone too far. He's given him too much credit. And there we go. So it's 1-1 at the break. We've been the better team, I'd say, but well, what do we say to that? Unlucky or not good enough? I think we've got to go. I mean, we are playing a third-tier side. We've got to have a little bit of standards about us here, don't we? It wasn't good enough on that front. Jensen up front's not having a great game, so we could look to make a change there. As cross comes in, headed away. Gisarasen, can he find a teammate in the area? It's Jofferson. Oh, it's a good finish from Jofferson. His first of the season. And that is us back in front moments into the second half. We'll give them some praise. And hopefully now we'll actually play like a team that we should have the quality of and make this a relatively comfortable win. Good finish though, wasn't it? Through a crowded box as well. And I would really like to make it a little bit more comfortable so we could give some of the youngsters on the bench some game time, as Jensen wins it back nicely and keeps possession as well. That was much, much better from him, wasn't it? There's the ball wide for Jofferson. Can he get a crossing now? Look at the Grindavik players in the penalty area. It's edge of the area for... Oh, good finish, Arneson. It was more penalty spot than edge of the area, but Arneson, it might be a first goal for the club for him, is it? And now second half is going much more to plan. But look, we had 4 in the box there. And Arneson probably did just need to hold his run a little bit more, but went back to the penalty spot, picked it up, lined it up, and just belted it past the goalkeeper. 2-0 on the second half. It is 3 minutes into it, and it is 3-1 in the match, which is, of course, the stat that actually matters. Jensen not playing well on a booking as well as Arneson. Oh, we look much better now, don't we? We just needed to tell him off. Jensen straight into the goalkeeper's hands. I'm going to say not his day, so we'll give this other guy from IA a chance. Rilluson. We'll go with that. If we can get another one, then I think we'll start and make a few more changes. I'd like to give the number 10 a go if we can. Rilluson has done well, worked himself a little bit of space, and lays it back. Just not quite have enough weight on it as Bodvarts. And we are a little bit of a risk of going a man down here at the back, aren't we? Can we get to that first? No. And someone's not marking who they should be. That's an agricultural tackle. Cross comes in. I tell you what, Olofsson's actually looking quite good. He's not quite trained on the way I was hoping. Oh, and Bodvartsen drifts it over his head. And are we being saved by the offside flag? We are, but it was offside. Not the best defending from Bodvartsen, though, is it? Because if he had been onside, it was still going to drift over his head and he was still going to score. All right, another highlight. Oh yeah, I've been impressed by Olofsson back there. He's looked pretty good. Bodvartsen's had his moments, but he's had both good and bad. Jofferson dribbling through, can't quite get there. Morty Mortensen does well. No, that's Hansi Mortensen, isn't it? Medina there for... Oh, and he's got a debut goal. Rilluson, we'll go with that, has got himself on the score sheet. It is 4-1. We'll use that as a sign. We can give Allmarkson a rest and bring on Rickardatsen. See what he can do. Tell you what, it's a nice little finish, isn't it? He does have finishing of 15, so that's not the problem. Everything else in his game is more or less the problem. Who else is on the bench here? Let's give Snyder a game at right back, given Bodvartsen's been a little bit up and down here. And is there anybody else? Not necessarily. We probably would like to keep a sub up our sleeve just in case, wouldn't we? Bodvartsen heads it clear. Can Arneson get a tackle in? Not quite. Bodvartsen again not doing the best in the air. Yeah, he's not looking as good on the field as he does on the training pitch, is he? Old Bodvartsen there, but that's okay. He'll come good, I'm sure. As Snyder is making his first appearance for the team, I believe. I don't think I've brought him on the field before. But there we go. The Gags, job done, away from home, 4-1. And we will be going into the hat for the next round and hopefully get a good result in that one as well. But well done, boys. That was pretty good. So we win the third round, 4-1. Rilluson scores on debut. You can see the other debutants there as well. Medina did quite well, didn't he? Goal and an assist. You love to see that from a youngster. And, well, do we know who we're playing yet? No, we don't. And we've got a few games to get through before we get there. So I will see you, well, about an hour's time by the looks of things. All right, welcome back. We're getting ready to face Stajnen, who we've got in the next round of the cup. But we've got the sort of the tick over of this European season, and the Pepsi League has gone up 10 places to 27th, which is huge. It's meant we've got an extra half a star on the reputation as well. So hopefully that will mean that our club reputation will be able to go up and match that now. But it's put us ahead of Bundesliga 2, Serie B. We're ahead of that now. Yeah, so, we're ahead of some relatively big leagues in Europe. We're sort of at the same level, albeit rated behind Kazakhstan. Come on, we're better than that. Finland, but Ligue 2 in France as well. The Championship is at the same level as us now. Is that the first tier or second tier of Ukrainian football? The Swiss League, the Czech League. So, the Swedish League, Norwegian League. Sweden and Norway are ahead of us. So, but yeah, Czech down is where we're roughly at the same level as. So that's huge. That's really, really good to see. That's a little bit of progress that the league is making up the standings. We can get up to sort of the top of this level here, so like 15th, 16th in Europe. Then I think we'll start and really see things move forward. Now we have played 4 games in the league since the last cup game. The first of those was against KR. Mortensen gave us an early lead, and Kozliak made it 2-0 moments later. Kunde picked out Kosh's run to get our third. but KR pulled one back. Before Kruzliak got a second via the goalkeeper. So there we go. It was very, very comfortable, this one. Yeah, 2 early goals and never really looked back. Disappointing to concede a goal, obviously, but those things can happen. So yeah, very, very pleased with that. Next up, it was Folsner. Volpez picked out Kruzliak's run to give us the lead. And a defensive error allowed Kruzliak to get our second before half-time. But Folsner pulled one back. So another goal conceded. It should have been a lot more comfortable than it was, to be honest. We had 27 shots. We had 72% possession, and they scored from their only shot. So that was a little bit disappointing. But ultimately, we got the win. Kruzliak in good form. Perfectly placed cross, wasn't it? The defender literally onto his forehead for that second one. So that was, yeah, the match winner as well, wasn't it? All right, next up, it was Vela. Vela was next. We took a second half lead through Gadini. So a little bit disappointing, this one. We just should have won by more, really, to be honest. Now we are at this point, and maybe even the last game as well, in World Cup territory, which means we've lost 7 players in the end, I think it was, to the World Cup. So Kruzliak can only play so many games, so he actually may have even been away playing a friendly for Slovakia in this one. So Gadini up front in what could have been his last appearance and his last goal for the team as well, which is a little sad to say, isn't it? But there we go. That was a solid, if unremarkable, 1-0 win. Final game to catch you up on, it was against the old enemy, Breidablik. Milosevic gave us the lead before Calderon crossed for Kruzliak to seal the points. So we did just struggle to put them away. It was a comfortable game. They were down to 9 men. I think they had Get Stuck In on for a while there. They were scissoring through the back of us, all sorts of stuff after half time. So yeah, it was comfortable in a way, but the second goal didn't come to the 94th minute, so it was not comfortable in another way. But anyway, we did get the job done. League table, as you would expect, is looking very nice. 7 from 7, plus 21 goal difference. And we've only got, what's that, a 5-point gap over Breidablik, so they're not gone away just yet. IA, Por, Folsner, and FH are all sort of in contention there for those European places, as well as things stand. And Fram, IBB, Grotta, perhaps even KR and Vela, and if you could stretch it out, Viking are all only a win away from the relegation zone. So yeah, there we go. That is that. But we are facing Starnen right now. They are a second-tier side these days, and we are expecting them to play a 4-4-2 against us. And this is a team we're sending out. It's Rafferson in goal. It is this guy again at left back. Should I have a crack at that? Malson. Anyway, Mortensen, Unnesen is back from injury, and Bodvartsen will give him another start, see how he goes. Arnesen, Turpensen's back with Olmarksen, Medina, Jofferson, and Boutensen is also back. So it's a much stronger looking side on paper. Let's see if it is any stronger on the field. Alright, so we can see the team sheet there. Do we recognise any names in their lineup? I have a feeling we sold somebody to Starnen, but I could be mistaken there. Almost certainly am. We'll put on a show out there. Let's just stick to the game plan and we'll be fine. For the most part, you notice we get some match sharpness. Turpensen's the one that really doesn't have much, but we have options on the bench. What we could do is Gisarasen could come in and play in midfield, and we could move Arnesen forward. Alternatively, we could just bring on Bjornsson here, and I'm tempted to maybe, given they're playing a 4-4-2, move people forward anyway, so all marks into number 10 and just take out the defensively minded midfielder. But we'll see how we get on here. It's always, I think, it's better to be a little bit safe to start things off and sort of get more aggressive as the game goes on, rather than start too aggressive, find ourselves a goal down, then something to cling on to, and then trying to find a way back into the game. But here we go, Bodvartsen with a throw-in for Turpensen. Turpensen twisting and turning and finding Arnesen. Back there for Mortensen, who has been getting a lot of game time, which is good to see, because he's sort of, I won't say the forgotten man, because he's definitely not forgotten, but oh, there's a good ball for Boutensen. Oh, the first touch was sublime. The ball, oh, he's offside, is he? The first touch from Boutensen, he doesn't need match sharpness if that's... Oh, he's only just. He has gone early, hasn't he? Arnesen, beautiful ball. Look at that. What a first touch. And, well, it's all for naught in the end. Here we go. Turpensen ball forward. It is headed away. We should have enough players back. And Turpensen all marks in between them. Managed to stop that attack. And, oh, look at that. Not bad for a And no hoper in the kids, is it? Well won, and goes all the way back to Rafferson in goal as well. Mortensen forward there for our left back. I need to take a minute to think about how I'm going to say his name, but hopefully we'll get an actual left back inside. Oh, they've picked us apart there, and they have taken the lead. So, that wasn't in the script, was it? Nicely worked goal. We looked a little bit all at sea defensively, if we're honest. Arneson and Mortensen couldn't figure out who was playing midfield, who was playing centre-back. And yeah, well, that's not great, is it? Are we going to crash out in the second round this time? It wasn't offside, I don't think, anyway. No, it was close, but it wasn't. Okay, so you know what we're going to do is we will go back to my original plan and do this. Okay, let's just pause it because I've stuffed that up already. You can go there, and that all looks good. And overwhelmed by being told to concentrate when they've got a goal down is a little bit strange of a reaction. But anyway, Bodvarsson. Let's get ourselves level here. Medina. Back to Bodvarsson. Ball forward. And picked up easily by the goalkeeper. Is he just going to lump it forward? He does. And we've got plenty of players there. And here we go, looking for Boutnitz. It's Turpin. Oh, penalty. Well, that looked... we'll take it. It looked like the goalkeeper got there first. For me, Baltinson, almost a sympathy miss. But he just put it straight through the keeper in the end, I think. And we're back level. But, yeah, I'm not convinced that was a penalty. It looked a little bit to me... Oh, the goalkeeper has got to save that. Yeah, it looked to me like the goalkeeper got there first. But anyway, that's fine. We'll take it and we will run. And it's 1-1. Here we go now with Jofferson. Crossfield ball headed away. And Bodvarsson can't get there first. And over the top into the fans. And that is that. I'm just not completely convinced by Bodvarsson. He looks like he should be quite good. It's just not... We're not seeing that, are we? Baltinson to Jofferson. Jofferson. He's got his left back overlapping him there, which is nice to see. Mortensen. Jofferson again. Back to his left back. There's a ball infield, headed away, and Mortensen wins it back for us again. Allmarkson can't quite win that, but Jofferson can. Down to Allmarkson. Allmarkson for Baltinson. We've seen them combine so many times, and he's offside again. It did look offside, that one, didn't it? But Baltinson and Allmarkson, they must be like long-lost twins or something, because they just have this telepathic almost connection between them. All right, Hamajarson, or whatever his name is, lumps it forward. I'd like us to be a little bit more nice in possession if I could, and, well, they've just come back the other end, and it's just not quite going to plan here, is it? So let's try just lowering down our tempo, and hope that we look to use the ball a little bit better if we are doing that. The left back is very keen to win the ball, I've got to say. It didn't cost us in the end. It wasn't his fault, but yeah, we're looking a little soft through the middle, aren't we? All right, let's demand more. And we've been okay. We've dominated the game. We've just had a few soft moments at the back, and the passing hasn't been great at times either, has it? But if we lower down this tempo, let's hope that is going to do the job. Baltinson, if he's onside, he's drawn us level again. The referee's pointing to halfway. And, well, it was a very, very good finish from him, wasn't it? It looked like an outside of the foot. Just cushioned it past the goalkeeper. And, yeah, we will take that. It might just be a case if we need to lower the tempo and we'll do okay. But look at this finish, just outside of the foot. It's a very, very good finish from Baltinson, isn't it? So there we go. It's 2-2 at the break. We have dominated that game. 70% possession. You know, we're doing okay. What we're not doing, though, is... so what do we say to this? I think we're doing fine, but this is the time to kick on and make sure we win the game. I think that is more or less what we need to say, isn't it? Bodvarsson, I am tempted to take off for Snyder. But we'll leave it for now. Jofferson's not having a great game. We have two Bjornsons on the bench. One of them is a winger. One of them is a central midfielder. I think the winger is right-footed, though, which isn't ideal. Turpinson. Nice ball there for Jofferson. Straight through the middle for Boutenson. He's onside if he can find the back of the net, which of course he can. And is Boutenson back? European football will be the catalyst. That'll tell us for sure. But he's got himself a hat-trick here, and we've needed him to. And if he's been, what? Probably an accumulated foot onside, then he would have 2 more as well. But there we go. That is very, very nice indeed. Alright, sorry about that. Just a weird edit point. Ava woke up from her nap, so I had to go and get her set up downstairs. Let's give them some praise. And Medina not having a great game. Or Markson's got a knock. Okay, so that kind of forces our hand there. We'll bring midfielder Bjornsson on. And Medina not having a great game, so we'll bring winger Bajat Bjornsson even on. Keep praising. We're not gonna take off Boutenson right now because I'm not completely convinced the game's in the bag. That is bundled over. Surely a penalty. Come on, ref. It had to be a push in the back. Is this going to come back and haunt us? Mortensen just picked out the pass like he knew exactly what was going to happen. He was on the next chapter, wasn't he? Highlight is continuing here, though. And what's going to become of this? We don't really want to go to 3-3 if we can help it. And there's the cross. He is surely offside. Is it going to count? It is. And it is 3-3. All right, Bjornsson. No, who are you? Bodvartson. I've had enough of you for today. So you can go. We'll bring Snyder on. And he is surely offside. Turpinson did well to get back and win the ball. And is that... But he should still be offside, shouldn't he? Because he's surely interfering with play. Anyway, perhaps I've... seeing what I want to see, not what actually happened there. Mortensen goes all the way back to Rafferson. Oh, Rafferson, that's not good, mate. That's not good, mate. That's not good, mate. Oh. This has the feeling of a game we just need to try and get through, doesn't it? Ornason is quite tired. We do have Olofsson on the bench. He did well in the first game today, so we'll get him back out there. There's a ball forward for Jofferson. Can Boutenson get number 4? Cross to the back post. It is... I don't know what happened there. It was a header towards... I'm assuming an attacking header, but I don't actually know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, we're making very, very hard work of this, aren't we? And it's going to go to extra time. Don't like what I've just seen. We just need to be better here, boys. And hopefully we will be. Pump fists, go out there and show you've got what it takes, or whatever that one there says, and we'll get out there. We've used up all our subs now, I think, haven't we? No, we've still got one more. Okay. So, what do we want to do with that sub potentially? We're looking at Gustafsson, who's a defensive midfielder, and a very, very young striker who has good finishing, but that is about it. Jofferson has a go. All right, let's try just encouraging them. We don't need to stress them out too much here, but it's not going to plan. Turpinson. Through the middle we go. It's... Oh, Bjornsson just couldn't take it with him. And here they come again. Olofsson gets it forward looking for Boutenson. Can't find him. Turpinson, he has a go. He can't find him either. And Snyder picks it up. He has a go. He can find him. It's a flick on. It's Boutenson in. And it's a good piece of defending. All right. To the corner. Turpinson to take. Mortenson's in the middle. Olofsson's at the back post. We go towards Olofsson. It is a good save from the goalkeeper. And that is the end of that. Rafferson only playing a 6-3 in goal, and now Turpinson is injured. Well, that makes it an easy decision as to that happens there. Gustafsson will have to come on. And, yeah, well, is that Turpinson back on the injured list for another couple of weeks? He does love an injury, doesn't he? Snyder clears it away. Boutenson picks it up. He's got a lot to do. If he can do it himself, I'll be very impressed. But we've seen him score from worse situations than this. He keeps going. Bjornsson's effort is blocked. Picked up by the goalkeeper. And that looks as though that might be it. Forward we go. Jofferson Jofferson, here we go. Can he get a cross in? Can he get a cross in? Boutenson is he's onside. Jofferson goes himself. And that is that. And we are now officially out of subs. So half time in extra time. Let's get back out there. Let's encourage them again. Mortensen. We need a moment of magic. Bautenson's the most likely source, isn't it? But it could be anybody. Olofsson can't win the header. Schneider gets a foot in to hold up the play for a little bit. Cross comes in. It is away by the left back, whose name I cannot pronounce. And Arneson now comes forward for Bjornsson. Bjornsson, can he whip a good ball in? And Bautenson is there. And Bautenson has scored his 4th. And we'll go back to balance now. And we are 4-3 up in what has been probably, if you're watching, a very good game. It was a cracking ball in, wasn't it? Good finish again by Bautenson. And yeah, that is what we needed. All right. We just need to try and be sensible. See this through now. And don't do anything ridiculous. Doesn't look like we're getting many highlights. Can Bjornsson put it to bed for us here? Is he going to go for goal? Is he going to chip it in? We've got, look at the men we've got unmarked in the middle here. If he can chip it in, Mortensen, Olofsson, Bautenson, they're all unmarked. Oh, he goes himself, and it is turned in by Olofsson for his first goal for the club. And that will now be that. 5-3. We've got a little bit of work to do on the training field based off of this. That we need to do some defensive training for sure. It's off the crossbar, and Olofsson has just tapped it in. So, oh, excuse me, there we go. The Gags do get through in the end. Very, very hard work they made of it. But Bautenson with 4 and 2 disallowed. It could have been a magical day for him. Instead, it was just a very good one. And we'll just say that's good. We've worked hard there, dug deep, and got the result. So, Grindavik beat Starnen in a thrilling encounter. It was a good one, wasn't it? The Allmarkson injury is fine. The Turpitson injury is better than it could be. And they'll both be back by the time we need them again for the Gags. Bautenson with 4. Nice to see him warming up for Europe. And KFA, of course, our affiliate, has caused another upset. And they have knocked out Folgner. So they're still in the 3rd tier. If they could get promoted to the 2nd tier, it would be absolutely huge. Because we could send everybody off there on loan to play in the 2nd tier. And it would just really help us with player development. But ultimately, that's not happening quite yet. But that's it for today. If you've enjoyed the Gags, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We'll be back. Oh, we've got a quarter-final here somewhere, do we? And then, so Europe's back a little bit later this year. So I guess we'll come back for the quarter-final. And then I'm going to assume that the semi-final is going to be down here somewhere. So we've got either they're Bulgarian or Sarajevo is what, Bosnia, isn't it? So that's who we'll have in Europe. But we'll come back for the semi-final and then we'll kind of see where the fixtures are falling from there. But that's still going to be Europe, World Cup time, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to be missing a few players for between now and then. Anyway, I'll see you as the Gags resume in the quarterfinals. Take care.